New Jersey SBDC Network, our mission is simple: to help businesses grow and succeed. Our consulting, training, and information services make it easier for businesses to reach their potential. Whether you're currently in operation or just starting out, we have the right tools, resources, and expertise to help you succeed. Visit us online to get started on your path to success today.
Good afternoon to everyone. My name is Priscilla Liebert-Calder. I am the event coordinator here at the NJSBDC at Rutgers-Newark. And on behalf of Dr. Tendai Ndoro, I would like to welcome you to our third and final WEN for 2021. Our WEN Tea and Talk. I see Dr. Ndoro has joined us here. I don't know if she wanted to.
Yes, I just wanted to welcome everybody. I was trying to log on my laptop, but I think it's not set up yet for Zoom. So I just decided to go to my phone at this time. For the time being, and then welcome Carmen. Miss Carmen Morris is here.
Yes, she is.
Hi. Hey, how are you? Welcome.
Thank you.
You know, I'm not sure what you're seeing right now, but I guess you have the floor.
I think I'm seeing me, but now I see the screen. I don't see you though.
Really? Oh
She,
my goodness.
yeah,
there you are. Hi.
Yeah. Okay.
Long time, right?
Long time. And thank you for coming to present for us. And I'm looking forward to your presentation for this month's Tea and Talk. And I welcome all the other supporters and participants for Newark SBDC. And hey, let's start the ball rolling because you've got the flow. You've got the flow. I love this is my best program in a lot of our programs. So I welcome all the women, here in New Jersey and around the country who will join us for this meeting every time we offer it.
I don't see anyone, so.
Yes, we have quite a few. We have about
17 participants.
So,
yeah.
Okay, so we have 17 participants. So most of
yes,
them
you
are
have quite
businesses, right?
so far.
So most
yes.
of this businesses. So okay, Tendai, first let me thank you for putting this group together. I think I've been to other meetings when we had it in person. So this is my first time doing this thing in video. So although I like it better in person, but we're gonna make this work anyway. So
yes.
If you want to go ahead and introduce me, because I don't like talking about myself.
Well, no, you have to, because
you guys know me very well.
With WEN, remember, this is because you've presented at WEN before. This is the only time that we ask our women to introduce themselves, because I am of the philosophy that you know how to present yourself better. Yes, I do have your bio and I've known you for over 15 years, but I like you to introduce yourself. But because I will only introduce like from the perspective of what work you have done with us, but I know you do more than just the work that you do with us. So I would like the women to actually understand the full breadth of what you do in your company, Niviari and Associates, doing business as BMS, consulting, coaching. Yes, consulting and coaching. So definitely, because today is a coaching session and you are introducing a different aspect of the consulting services that you provide with us.
Okay, well, everyone, I want to thank everyone for being on this meeting today. My name is Carmen L. Morris. Now I got to pull the L because there's another Carmen Morris out there who's leveraging on my work. So it's Carmen L. Morris. But I've been in business for 35 years. If anyone ask me, will I do this again? I would do it all over again. I've had ups and downs. I've been in the industry of broadcasting and entertainment. I've owned supermarkets. I've owned Remax franchise. I've owned clothing labels. I've owned export and import, which I still do. And right now I'm focusing more on the business coaching for high performance and training. I own a business mastery consulting service, which is a consulting company that gives consulting to medium to large companies. And that's where I spend most of my time. But I also travel the world with an organization called Partners Worldwide. I am the curriculum trainer for the trainers for all the maybe about 32 countries. So right now I'm out of the US, which I'm usually are, but always working. And Dr. Endoro reached out to me and said, is there anything that you would like to share with us? I says, well, one of the things that I'm sharing in my business right now, it's working with businesses to have them be more productive. And the end of the year is almost here. Well, it's here next month. And what I'm doing with the businesses is teaching them how to set the goals for next year, but not only set the goals, but achieve them. So that's what I like to talk to everyone here today. I'm going to open it up for Q&A at the end. And I'd like to know if Dr. Endoro can choose someone from the audience or one person that has a business that's having difficulties, and if they don't mind us to do sort of like an intervention right here in a little coaching section right here so that others can benefit from. So you can do that on the back end while we go ahead with the presentation. Now, I know that we have a lot of businesses here, and as a woman in business, my story, it's a little long. I've had a lot of good times. I've had a lot of bad times, but those are the times that have allowed me to learn and get me where I am today. So my first business, I started at the age of 19 in New York City. I kind of stumbled into it, but now that I am 60 years old, I'm going to say my age because we're family here. Now that I'm 60 years old, I see that all the way from the beginning, I was fulfilling my purpose. It was sort of like the journey. It was difficult, but at the age of 19, I started a business not knowing nothing, absolutely nothing, just thinking and being creative and putting things together. A friend of mine, I'm going to make this story very short so that you know what my path, where I came from. A friend of mine got pregnant in New York. I was in college. And in those days, I'm talking to you about the 70s. In those days, if you get pregnant, especially in my culture, I'm Hispanic. The parents didn't want to know anything about who the father is or anything. You have to get married. So my girlfriend stumbled into that, and she was having a difficult time. So the parents says, get married. So guess what? I was the one that always knew where everything was and always finding things. They used to call me Jefa in high school. Jefa meaning boss, because they thought I was always bossing people around. But I tell you this to show you the path and the journey from where I'm coming from. So we had $135 to go get a wedding dress. $135. In those days, $135 in the 70s, it was a lot of money, but it wasn't enough to get a nice wedding dress. So someone said to me about a building which is still there in New York today. It's 1385 Broadway, where they sell wholesale. So we went there. I remember I wore my mother's long leather coat. It was like a burgundy brown long leather coat. So I wanted to look mature because I was 19, and you had to get past the first floor, the guard on the first floor to get upstairs. So we went to the 7th floor, then we were coming down, and everything was $200-300. We didn't have enough money. But we got to this company. There was a Chinese company that had plain wedding dresses for $60. Wow. A little light went on me, and I said, well, you know what? Why don't we buy the plain one? And we decorated, and we went across the street, bought $30, $35 worth of appliques, pearls, and everything in the veil, and brought a dress for $60. And we made this beautiful, about 7 of my girlfriends, we made a beautiful wedding dress for only $95. The day of the wedding, that's where my first business started. The day of the wedding, her uncle came with a guest. The woman owned a bridal shop in Bergen Line. In those days, if anybody here it's in the 50s or 60s, in those days, Bergen Line in North Bergen used to be the affluent Cuban community. This community had money and everything that was sold there was very expensive. Well, the woman said, who made that beautiful wedding dress? She asked the bride because she was in the business and she wanted to know who made it. They point her out to me. She comes to me and asks me. I blubber out of my mouth, that is $400. That was my first taste of money. 19 years old, $400 out of the blue, out of $95. I figure it out real quick. So she says, well, I want to order 2. She ordered 2 dresses within the next month. So the word went around and I was doing 2, 3, 4 dresses a month for the next 3 years. So I changed my major. I was going to Lehman College for business because I had gotten a scholarship for swimming. So then from there, I decided I want to change my major. I'm going into fashion. Then I started my own private label. I was in China by the age of 21. I was in China manufacturing, and that's where I learned the trade of import and export. That's how I learned all those things about letter of credit. I was learning by asking. So I kept that business and private label for about 16 years. I used to do the trade shows at Javits Convention Center. I used to travel to different countries to manufacturers because in those days they used to give you what is called quotas, which means this is the allowance that you have to manufacture in that particular country to be free trade. Now we have free trade agreements. Back then we had them, but it's not as structured as they are today. So to make a long story short, I did that business for many years. I was in the fashion industry. I did very, very well, very, very well. I had my children. I got married also as well by the time I was 20, and a lot happened. Then in the 90s, in the late 90s, early 2000, the industry got a little rough for me. I wasn't making as much money. The designers came up with secondary lines like DKNY, Armani Emporium, and all these things affected my business because these designers were selling affordable at affordable price, where before they would only sell what is called couture, very, very expensive. So I purchased a Remax franchise. I was not a realtor. I was not a broker. I just did a research. There was money in the real estate. It was booming. I took advantage of that. I went on that ride into 2009, which is when I started focusing completely into the consulting. This is where I am today. If I don't know something, I always try to learn from the best that is out there so that I can see how I can go ahead and make best use of that. But that is my story. So today, what I want to bring to you is some of the struggles that I have done, that I have gone through the years. It's what I put together in most of the programs and the coaching sessions that I do. And one of the things that I see when Dr. Ndoro asks me, well, what can we talk about? What is something that interests us? I said, well, let me just tell you that most of the questions that I get from people is that they don't get to achieve the goals. I was there. It took me years to finally put processes and systems in my business that worked. I used to learn. I learned from Tony Robbins. I'm one of those that pay $10,000 to go to business mastery like every 3-4 years, because I like to keep myself in that environment so that I can learn also what's out there. but I was still struggling. There were still things that weren't happening for me in my business. And I will grow the business. I've grown a business to 125 million in sales. And then I will go right back to scratch. And then I would do it over and over. So I became a master of making it happen, but not the consistency of keeping it going. So this is why when Dr. Ndoro asked me, I said, well, why don't we talk about goals? It's the end of the year. Everybody set goals. Everyone sets goals. Everyone tries to double their income, double the income for the business. I hear some feedback.
Okay.
I hear feedback.
I muted it. Yep, you're fine.
Okay, I'm fine now. Okay. So as I go through the journey with setting goals and not being able to achieve them and getting very excited, and by the February, everything, it's like, okay, I don't know the next step. One of my coaches put me through a process that I would never forget. And that was, he said, Carmen, let's go back and see what are the things that you have done. So what you have done is possible. So it has been done before, not only by you, but by many people. So you see how you get all these directions on how to set goals. Is it attainable? It has to be measurable, time bound. Yes, all that is correct. But how many of us really don't use that when it gets like really down to business in getting it done and getting it accomplished? I struggle with that myself. So I want to share my screen so that I can go ahead, Priscilla. Can everyone see my screen?
We can see it. Yes,
okay.
we can see it.
Okay. So I'm going to start by just giving you a little bit of exactly what has worked for me and for thousands of people that I have taught this process to. I was given a gift when I discovered this. And when I see how it works over and over again. If you can take anything from here today, and from what I share with you today, is that you get that one goal that you really must achieve. It's not that I want to or you desire. No, it's you're committed to achieving that goal in the next 12 months, in the next 30 days. I don't want to hear like anything about 5 years, 6 years, because to me, and from my experiences, that doesn't work. What works is immediate goals that you need to meet in the next, I would take it as far as 12 months. So what does it really take to achieve your goals? It takes a process, it takes commitment and action, not only action, massive, consistent action. So here I have on the screen. So I want everybody to take a piece of pen and a paper. I'm sorry, a piece of paper and a pen, of course. And just write down, what is my goal in the next 30 days, whatever works for you. What is one thing that you really need to achieve in the next 30 days? So is it double your business income or personal? Even if you work for someone, it doesn't necessarily have to be that you own a business. Even if you work for someone, because I had someone ask me a question, well, I don't own a business. I work for someone. Well, if you work for someone, you have skills that you can go ahead and make an extra $1,000 to $500, $1,000 to $5,000 a month. I have a girlfriend that just retired from the court system. And one of the things that she's good at is transcribing. So guess what? That pays about $100 an hour. So if you work for someone, it's okay because you can find a goal that you can achieve by using the strategies that I'm about to give you. Is it get out of debt? Do you need to really find out the things that you need to get out of debt? Buy a car, buy a home, fix your credit, which is a huge issue for many people. Or just take a month vacation and go through 4 or 5, 6 countries, whichever you want to do. It takes these 3 simple things, and we're going to break this each one by one. Strategies. I know the word of strategies to many people sounds like a very, strategies, but what is a strategies? How do I get the strategies put in place? To some of us that do it all the time, it's simple for us to do it. But for someone who's just starting a business or hasn't been in business a long time or doesn't have a certain level of education, do not know how to put in a strategy together. Well, we're going to discuss that. It takes tactics and timelines. We're just going to keep it to these 3 simple things that you can do one by one. Write down the goal first, because I want you to write down in a piece of paper, what is your goal? Is it 30 days? You want it for 30 days, 1 month, 3 months, 12 months, 6 months? Don't take it over 18 months. Don't take it over a year and a half. Because if you take it over a year and a half, not until you set the short-term goals, that long-term goal would not happen. Because by the time you get through the process, you'll be tired, you'll forget about it, you'll be discouraged, you're going to come up against a lot of stumbling blocks. So why don't you just take it as short as you can? It doesn't have to be anything big. It could be anything small. It could be anything as I'm going to do my hair I'm going to color my hair by next. It could be anything. But just write down that one goal, because as I go to the strategies, the tactics, and the timelines, I want you to go ahead and write down what you and your situation, and maybe share with us later on through the Q&A, how we can go ahead and assist you and help you achieve that goal. So what is the strategy? How do we set in a strategy to set a goal? To make sure that that goal happens. The strategy is the what. The what can be done to achieve it. An example, if your goal is to double your sales in the next 12 months, that becomes your strategy. So the goal, the strategies for that goal would be, well, if I need to double my sales, that means I need more clients, right? That means I need to bring more revenue. That means I need to bring more income. So how do I achieve that? What can I do? That becomes your strategy. What can I do to achieve this goal? You can run a sales campaign for 6 months to acquire more clients. That's a strategy. You can reach out to 12 repeat clients. That's a strategy to go back to the clients that you already have, which, guys, I just want to share with you that it costs you less to go back and try to get a repeat client and provide the services to that particular client that has already purchased anything from you, than try to get a new one. Launch a new product. Upgrade the products that you have already sold. Give an irresistible offer to those clients. I recommend, I'm giving you example, I'm giving you 4 strategies here. I recommend that you have 1 strategy, no more than 2 per goal. Depending on how big the goal is, for instance, if you have a goal of putting a certain event, an event of a big magnitude, that event is going to require more than 1 strategy, because it's going to require more than 1 way to do it. So you can have 1, 2, or even 3, depending on the goal. I recommend that if it's just a simple goal of doubling or tripling your income or your revenues, I recommend that you stick to only 2 strategies. Because when you keep to the lesser strategies you have, the more focused you can be in achieving them. So let's go to the tactics. So does anyone have any question on the strategy? Is everyone clear that the strategy is what can be done to achieve the goal? No matter what the goal is, the strategy is the what can be done. What are the steps that you need to take? Now, the tactics is the how. In order for you to achieve that goal, now that you have the strategy in place, this is what I'm going to do. Now let's see how you're going to do it. So you run a sales campaign. You remember I said here that one of the strategies is to run a sales campaign for 6 months, right? And I'm going back to the slide so that you understand. I don't want to lose you here. Then in the example, the number one tactic that I'm going to use to achieve that goal is to run a sales campaign for 6 months to acquire what? Clients that are going to what? Double my income for my business. Remember the goal, right? That we said. We want to double the income in the next 12 months. Now, we did the strategy that we want. Let me go back. That we want to run a sales campaign is one of the strategy. Now the tactic is the how of that running the sales campaign is, well, I don't know how to run a sales campaign. So I'm not going to do it myself. But if I did know, then I would do that. One of the things you need to remember is that you need to not do what you have to work at. What other people work at and you play at, you do. What other people play at that you work at, then you let them do it. I don't know how to run a sales campaign because I've never put one together. So what do I need? I need a campaign manager. So where do I go? I'll go to Upwork. I'll go hire someone that if that person charges me $20 an hour, guess what? I free my time and my creative is great because I am free for me to do the things that I know how to do and that I have the skills to do. So the question is, when you put in the tactics together, make sure that you understand, okay, I'm going to hire a manager to design one for me. If within that campaign that is being designed by that manager, there are tasks that I am skilled at and that I can do, then I will perform them. If not, I will let someone else do it. Because when we set goals, we think that we can do everything, and that's not so. You will not be able to do everything yourself. The goal is that you want to achieve the goal and be successful. So if you want to do that, you have to acknowledge where you are not skilled at so that someone else can do it and you outsource that. Trust me, it'll cost you less. If you budget, as I said here now, advertise online according to budget. Okay, I know how to advertise online. I can go ahead and set that up because all I got to do is I'm going to look at the design, at whatever the campaign manager gives me, and I'm going to incorporate it into that tactic. So that is one tactic. You have to put this into action like right away. Now reach out to 12 clients. You remember I said this in one of the strategies, right? Right here. So how am I going to do that? I need to prepare myself to do that. Use your CRM, your contact management. See how, go back at least 1 year, 2 years, however you think you can go ahead and reach out to those 12 clients that you think can be potential buyers again, so that they can purchase again, because that also has to do with the goal. Remember, the goal is to double the income. So you need this tactic, go back 2 years, choose 12 that you are going to call on a weekly basis, because you're making a commitment here. If you're not doing this task, for most small businesses, this is something that you would do yourself. But for some larger corporation, I've had some bigger clients that they hire a sales team, and they have someone or a telemarketing company, and they have someone make the calls. But for most of us, the average person, the average small business, this is something that you will have to do yourself. Then add that to your calendar and have a script. So you see how the tactics are very much in line with all the strategies. And I'm going to have Priscilla give you this presentation in a PDF file. So if you miss anything, you can go ahead and go have this to reference to. So now let's go to the third step, which is the timeline. When will you get this done by? Everything that is here and everything that is here, the strategy, the tactics, you have to have a date in which you commit yourself to do it. Do not waste your time in writing it down on a piece of paper. Save that paper for something else more valuable that you can have use of. Don't waste your time if you don't put a time in a day. This is what I do. The minute I set a goal and I go through these 3 steps, I go right into my calendar and I put it on my calendar. And once it's on my calendar, it's a done deal, because I am completely committed to taking immediate, massive action, because that's the only way it's going to happen. So remember, the strategies, every goal has to have a strategy, have to have a tactic and a timeline. When will it get done? Commit to take immediate action. Set a day, put it on your calendar. Then measure it and see if it's working. 80 to 90% of the time, if you follow the steps, it'll work, because you already have a process in place, and processes work. It keeps you in order. And one of the questions you need to ask and is okay, is my mind ready for this? I know that many of us have seen, I believe it's called STAR, because I try to clear my mind from old stuff that I know weren't productive for me in the past. So, you know, is it attainable? Is it time bound? All these other acronyms that they have for goals. I try to set my mind and ask these questions. Has it been done before? Has anybody doubled their income in 12 months or their revenues? I know I've seen clients, I mentor, I coach clients that have gone 250% in 1 year. Sometimes in 1 quarter, they have just done the whole turnaround. I've done it myself many times. So I know that it has been done before. Does anyone out there knows how to do it? Does the how already exist? Well, you already put together a how that you're going to try. But does it already exist? Is anyone out there making in the same industry that I am? Is any company out there in the $1.2 or $3 million range in revenues every year? Is there someone out there? Yes. Do they know how to do it? Yes, they have the how. Your job is to go find that how. Your job is to go find the how that it's going to fit your particular goal. So how do you want to show up? Who is your model of possibility? I had I recently went to a client in California who had one person as the model of possibility. A model of possibility meaning this is how I want to show up. This is what I want to look like. Some people use Oprah, some people use different role models that they have in their lives. The last model of possibility that I used for one of my goals, guess who it was? It was my daughter. I use my daughter, Pucci, as the model of possibility. She doesn't even know I do this. It's because I watch her and I see how she's a hustler and how she's excited. And she goes getting her hands in many things. And I said, well, I want to show up like she shows up every day. She gets up at 7, she gets those girls to school, she does this, she does it, calls mom, calls dad, the brother needs this, that sister needs this. So that was my model of possibility. I want to show up every day like she shows up. So what must I start doing? What must I do that is going to set my mind in line with those goals that I want to achieve? Question, who can help? Because not everyone around you, and I'm going to share in your last slide, not everyone in your relationships and those people that are around you are assigned to you or need to be in your life right now while you're working on something. And I don't want to sound mean or I don't want to sound cruel, but it is what it is. I always say it's a fixed fight. I win. But the reason I say that is if anybody steps into my environment and I'm working on something, it's either going to be you or me. If you're the thief, guess what? You're the one who's going to be out. So who can help you? What skills do you need to get you strategies, tactics, and timelines and stay committed? So those are the questions that we need to continue to ask ourselves. But I want to go back to these 3 simple things. Guys, I cannot stress to you how, and Dr. Endora knows me because we have kept a friendship for many years, how I said, well, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. She knows I go full force, 100%. Mm-hmm. And there is nothing you can say to me, because once it's in here, once I set my mind to it and I have the process, I go for it. Yes, I have failed times, but you know what? The majority of the time I get it done. This right here works. I've done it over and over again. And I ask that if you don't take anything, if you don't hear anything from what I say today, that you keep this in mind, write it on a piece of paper, get your process in place, strategy, tactics, and timelines. Take massive and immediate action, set your mind for what you're going to do, and don't allow anybody to hold you back. Understand why is it that we stay stuck. So, and I want to discuss with this. I want to discuss this with you because most business owners, including me, we get to a point where we're doing everything right and everything is good and everything is falling in place. But then it gets to the point where we just don't know what to do next. Why? Because we get into a state of dissonance. A state of dissonance is when the demand exceeds capacity. And this is when you have to acknowledge and understand, when are you not able to do the things that are being demanded of you at that moment? You need to become skilled at that, because it's going to save you a lot of time and stress. So when you're in a state in which what is being demanded of you and you're feeling frustrated, one of the things with me, let me give you an example. I don't like doing my sales pages. I don't like wasting the time in having to do all of my content. But you know what? I can read it if someone does it for me. So I am like the queen of delegating right now, because I think the older you get, the more you start to realize that there's some things you shouldn't do. Not that I cannot do it, but I just need to make sure that I understand that if I'm skilled at just inspiring people, setting things in place so that someone can find their source, their true nature, what inspire them. That to me, it's very fulfilling. I do that. To me, it's like second nature. But to get in front of a computer and try to figure a platform, try to figure this out, no, I outsource all those things. I know how to do it because I want to be able to know what to ask the person who's doing it for me, but I let someone else do it. So I acknowledge when I need help. And if you get to the point where you're feeling frustrated, you don't know what to do next, stop. Make a complete stop and understand that you are in a state of dissonance, meaning that you're right now, your capacity is not in line with the demand. The demand is up here, your capacity is here. There's some skills, and it's not that you're stupid or dumb or anything. No, it's just that there's some skills you need to acquire to get there. If not, if you don't want to wait for that time until you acquire the skills, then you outsource it. That's the good thing about now. In these days, you can go to any platform and you can, go to Fiverr if you need just about anything. If you can go to Upwork, outsource anything, any technical job that you have, anything. So acknowledging that you need help, it's a main skill that you need to acquire. Just knowing, okay, I cannot do this by myself. So I need to let someone else do it. I hope everybody's getting to this. So I'm getting to my last slide here. I think I discussed with Dr. Ndoro a little bit about this. There are many things in your environment. You want to set the goal that you're going to take your business to the next level in the next year. And January is almost here. Everybody starts January 1st. And everybody sets the goals now, coming November. But look at these things that I have on the screen right now. I'm going to talk to you about crafting your space, your physical space, your financial, your spiritual, and your relationships. There are many environments, and some, my coach taught me 9, but because I don't struggle in those environments, these are the ones that I focus myself in, and these are the ones that I'm sharing with you. Everything around you, you in the center of it. So what in your physical space is robbing your energy right now? Look at your office. What in that space is not making you more productive? Is not soothing to you? About 7 months ago, I had to redo everything in my office. What I did, because one of my daughters is gifted art organizing and designing, I said, Tiffany, I need you to help me redo my office. We took everything out and went to Home Goods, purchased a few things. I even purchased an hourglass that I switch around for an hour and a half and turn it around, and I have things I meditate on when I see it to anchor myself throughout my day. But that physical space meant a lot, because now in the morning I wake up, and when I go in my office, in my home office, I turn on a nice candle. I ring my little bell. I say a prayer. I thank God for the day, for my family, and that sets the stage. But I had to really craft my physical space. That was one of my problems. For you, it may not be your physical space, but you need to look around you in your house, in your office, your closet. Sometimes it's just as simple as cleaning your closet, in decluttering things, because that opens up the energy for you to flow more in the things that you need to be more creative in your workspace. So when you're setting goals, you're with clarity. You're completely clear. Financials, I didn't have a problem in financials, but I think I needed, because I know where I have been in the past. So I need to stay on top of it in order not to fall back to where I've been. So I needed to know what must change. What needs to change for you to feel certain and secure in your finances? Do you need to fix your credit? Do you need business credit? Do you need to save? Do you need to invest? And these are things that you don't need to do yourself. This is how I started. I bought one of those files, those plastic files, and I bought a lot of hanging envelopes, and I did an envelope for my home, for my mortgage, each and every one of the credit cards, all of the investments, savings, all of the checking account, everything goes in there. So if I'm looking for any information, I know, and then I write down my net worth. And if it's not where I need it to be, part of that goal of doubling or tripling my income has to do with also my finances. Now, relationships. As you see here, I wrote, are your friends making you poor? You know why? I always remember this in most of the, one of my coach, Tony Robbins always say, you can only go as far as your peers' expectation of you. So question to ask yourself, who are my friends? Who are my associations? Who am I talking to? Who's fitting into my life? Who's speaking into you? Sometimes it's family. And you know, sometimes although you love them, you have to separate from some people for a period of time because you need to craft that space. You need to set that space to fit you and to provide you with the energy that you need in order for you to excel and to progress in your life. Some relationships are useless. Some conversations we have with some people, it's useless. So you need to take note and see who is fitting into my life. Who do I hear? Whenever you pick up that phone, what is that other person on the other side saying? Is it really worth it for you to even hear? Does it lift you up? Or that person always calls you to dump garbage? That has to change. Your spiritual life. Not that I left this for last because it is extremely, extremely important that whoever it is that you believe in, I believe in God. That is at the source of my highest core value. So I have God, security, independence, and growth. Those are my core values. So I have it in that order. Yours could be whatever order, but your higher source, whoever it is that inspire you, what you believe in should be at the top. It should be what inspire you to believe in your higher self. The universe, you can call it whatever you want to call it. But this is something that on a daily basis, to me, what works, it's praise and worship. It's on my phone. Anytime I feel down, there's an exercise that I do breathing. And because sometimes I need to be inspired because I'm always pouring out. So I need also to pour in also as well. So one of the ways I do in my spiritual life is that, to me, my spiritual life is very, very important because I need to know that if you come in my space, I need to pick you up right away. I need to know who you are, what are your intentions, and what are you doing in the space where I am. Are we called to connect or are we not? Or are you just stepping in? Because there's those that just step into your environment just to take. But anyway, I'm going to open it up for questions for Q&A. And I like to hear if anybody has any question on what we have covered already. I hope this has helped, because I know I've been talking for what? Oh God, almost an hour.
Oh my goodness. Thank you. I am feeling so energized just hearing you talk and giving your presentation and what you have offered. And in fact, I would like everybody to start off with this quadrant that you put out here, because what I did was I took all those 4 elements: physical, financial, relationship, and spiritual, and I tried to fit it into my own issues. And as you mentioned, we talk a lot about some of these things, randomly. Mm-hmm. But I want everybody to kind of like do the same squares and put in each of those boxes what you feel. Because you mentioned cluttering, and I talked about—
that's a big issue for a lot of people.
For me, decluttering has been my goal this year, to declutter. And I think what I didn't understand, and I want people to understand that there is a context in everything that you do. And when Miss Carmen was talking about even from strategies, I was like, what is she really saying? What is she really saying in strategies? How do I translate her language into a language that resonates and makes sense to me? You understand? So when she said strategies, I put actions, because that word actions, because I already knew my goal, right? Translate in a way that I can relate. When she says tactics, and she was talking, about your task and everything, I put the word task. What are the tasks I need to do? Break it down into your mind. And then when she said timelines, I put deadlines, or duration. Those are the 2 words.
I don't want to use the word deadline. Wait, because nothing, I don't want to use the word deadline. You know why? Because anything that carries a word, this is our mind. Works.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't want to use
you use the word
because deadline can bring stress. It can put you in a state of dissonance.
Yeah.
So,
no, you use the word commitment. Commitment. I heard that word. But all I was just saying was translate it to the language that you can remember. Because the one thing also, because I want us to paraphrase how when somebody gives you a coaching session, you need to make it your own. You need to translate it in the way you learn, or you translate knowledge, so that you can then take these tools and use them. One of the things that I loved, let me go back to my notes. Who is your model of possibilities? I love that.
Yes.
How
do you want to show up? Who is it? Who do you want to look like when you show up in the morning, when you get up in the morning?
Yes.
What do you want to look like?
And it's so different from who is your role model, because who is your role model? It's so detached. It's so detached from you. But who is your model of possibilities? That word possibilities really resonated with me, because I'm like, I want to be thinking about my possibilities on a daily basis for the goal that I'm setting, etc. But with that quadrant, I started putting different things. And with spiritual, I love the way you presented it, because I sometimes use the word God and universe interchangeably. And I've actually sat with myself down and tried to understand.
I'm doing a meditation now on putting myself in a universe lab where I can access information. But that's another class.
Yeah, that's another class. But I mean, you know what? And for me, I had to put it. So what I'm trying to tell everyone on this Tea and Talk, oh my goodness, I'm actually getting goosebumps. is translate what you got today into a language, into a knowledge that you can interpret for your own way of understanding, because that's how you maintain, that's how you reinforce and reprint it, and that's how you get it done, instead of just taking the notes and not making it your own. Take it your own. And that's where coaching is very important, because a lot of the times we don't take the time to break it down. But honestly, model of possibilities was my most takeaway in this quadrant. Now, I think Priscilla, maybe we can open it up so that
let's open it. Remember I said in the beginning, let's choose one business that.
Okay, so who wants to volunteer? Let's see. Who wants
to volunteer, and we can go through the process of setting the goal and getting you started.
So unmute, Priscilla, can people unmute themselves? I want one person in the chat. I can volunteer. The first one who says I can volunteer is.
Hold on, Dr. Ndora, first allow those other people to ask their questions concerning what we cover so that we don't lose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So okay. So there are some people who have said, I need my glasses because I can't see on my laptop. Oh gosh! Somehow my computer is freezing, so I have to stay on my laptop. But Jones, Naibu, hold on. Let me get my glasses. I can't see. It's so small on the screen here. She said, I want to get a coaching session. And I know somebody said, oh, I don't have help. When I hear people saying, I don't have help, or
Okay, who's saying that? Okay, someone is saying they don't have help? What is the question? Can you read it?
Are you saying you don't want to pay for help?
No. Hold on. What is the question? What is the person asking?
No, she just said, because I asked her to clarify a statement. Let me go back up. Khadija. Okay, yes, I don't have no one to help me around me. Please, I need help. Thank you. So what I want to ask Khadija is, are you saying you can't afford to pay for someone? You don't want to pay for someone to help you? Or you don't know how to look for the right person to help you? Because one of the things that we do in the center is our training as much to help you with the content. It's also help you pre-qualify to pay to pre-qualify people who you might hire to work with you. So Khadija, can you speak? Priscilla, are they able to unmute themselves so that they can have an interactive conversation?
Well, I just want to answer the questions first, and then we can go ahead and get to the person who for the sake of time and respecting the other people that may have a question also as well.
Okay, so let's talk about the concept of help, because I think a lot of times.
If you acknowledge that you need help, you need to understand, what do you need help in? What is the problem? Mm-hmm. What is the issue that you need to resolve? So if you need help in, let's say, okay, so I don't know what to do next in putting together a website. Okay, so you already know that a website is what you need. So what do you need? You need a web developer. You need to go find someone in Fiverr. You need to go to Upwork and outsource those things, or you can do it yourself if you're that person. But finding the help, we live in the information era. There is, Google it. If you don't know how to do the videos that you need to do for your Instagram or to advertise, go on YouTube, dedicate yourself 1 hour, 30 minutes a day for 5 days, and YouTube that and follow the process. You can learn just about anything. My son, when he was 14, he put a computer together just by watching YouTube. So if you don't know the how, research, find out who can help you, and get it done. That should not be an excuse.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. YouTube, and Google search. I mean.
And then if you have to hire the help, look, I have had times in which I have to like just say, I got to go away a week to business mastery because I need to update some of the stuff because the stuff I was doing is not working anymore. So I need to go find some other stuff. I need to go see what other people are doing. So you need to invest in yourself. That's another thing. Invest in yourself.
That is great.
It's the best investment that you will ever make.
Yes, yes. And I Miss Morris, my accolades, because I know you've gone for Tony Robinson retreats. You've got like 3 masters that you invest
I
in.
do, yes.
Greatly. And I urge everyone to be a continuous learner. So we need some questions. I'm getting a lot of statements. What is the process? So somebody said, okay, let's see. Good afternoon. I'm interested in a coaching session. What is the process?
For a coaching session, you know what? Let me just put, go to carmenl.com and just fill out the form and you just send it in, and all those forms that I get today, I would give you a 20-minute free coaching and evaluation on your business. Okay? Only for those that are here today, because I want Priscilla to give me the names, because just state in the message, I was at the WEN Tea meeting. Just state go to carmenl.com and just go ahead and fill a form, the opt-in form, and then I will give you a 20-minute evaluation. Have with you, what is your business idea, or what is your goal?
Okay. So you now know the process. You have to go on her website, carmenlmorris.com. Morris, double R.
I'm going to put on the chat. Let me see if I can enter on the chat.
Yeah, okay, I think that would help. Yeah, because somebody just asked, can you repeat it? So maybe if you can cut.
Okay, I'm going to put in the chat some of the sales pages that are, you're not going to be able to register through that because they're just being put together. But those are some of more information on some of the coaching programs and some of the programs that I have.
Can you put your carmenmorris.com link website if you have it?
Okay.
Because I think it'll make it easier than for us to be repeating it over and over again. We want some questions. I think somebody says they want to volunteer with their group. That's Miss Jones, Nibia Jones. She says she wants to be she wants to be our guinea pig this afternoon. So I guess.
What is her business, Miss Jones?
Okay, good. So Miss Jones, can you mention, you put in the chats Carmen, you have got access to the chat, right?
Yes.
Yeah, put your what your goal is and what business you are in. And the goal you want us to walk through this.
But I can have her a doggy business, sell pets, clothes, accessories, and essentials. Okay.
Oh, that's $1 billion business right there.
Yeah, that's a big industry. That's a huge industry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so are there any other questions so that we can go ahead, answer the questions and go to the business coaching?
No, right now we don't have any questions, just comments. But she just put her goal is getting more clients and more revenue. So those are like
I want you to open the mic for her. I need to talk to her.
Priscilla, can you do that?
Because I want to do an example with her so that everyone can see the process of
so maybe we go to full view where we can see each other, because I don't have the controls.
What, just who is the person? If the person is talking, then we will see her.
Can you unmute yourself? Oh. I think the facilitator, Priscilla, I need you to allow the participants to interact. They say that I'm not the, where are the controls, view options?
I think the hosts have to do it, Tendai.
It has to be Priscilla then.
Is she with us or no? So we can move forward?
Okay, so let's see, stop sharing. Let's see what I have, because I don't have the controls with me. And I'm looking at options and I don't have. Yes, I'm just a panelist, but I'm not the host.
Me neither, I'm not the host.
Okay, let's see, where did she go?
Can you
She
call
left.
her?
Yeah, let me see if I can get her. Wow, this is so exciting. This is really,
Yeah, I don't want us to waste a lot of time, so what advice would I give? So nobody's reading the questions either. What advice would I give to Nibia Jones?
yes. So
What
her
advice would I
goals,
give a novice entrepreneur?
so her
Get your
goal,
process in place. What advice would I give you? I would tell you to first get your processes in place. What is the type of business? Research your industry. Make sure that all of your goals, that you have goals set and your vision and aligned with everything that you want to do. Once you put the processes in place, make sure you understand how to sell, how you're going to get the product to the marketplace, how you're going to manage the business as it grows. Put a plan of action in place. And for every goal, institute whatever it is that we're discussing here today. And go for it. And you're going to learn in the process. Sometimes it's a rocky path, but you know what? It's worth it. I've never worked for anyone in my life. I worked for Carmen, and then anytime I had to call in sick, I had to call myself. So that is the beauty of it. Is she back with us, Tendai?
I'm talking to her now. Can you stop sharing then so that we can see everybody? Somebody's asking, you have,
Okay.
oh, it's another comment. You have always, that's amazing. You have always worked for yourself. Yes, I just had the option to unmute. So everybody is available now.
Okay, so everyone is available now. So let's get started with no other questions. Are there any other questions?
Okay, so we are in gallery view now, so we can see each other.
Okay, can you hear?
Yes.
Yes.
We can hear.
There we
So
go.
Ms. Jones, you are working with Ms. Jones one-on-one.
Can you
Okay,
ladies hear me?
Jones? Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you ladies?
Great, great. So what is your business? What your business idea or?
So my business is essentially a doggy business. So I sell pet clothing, accessories, and like I provide what we call dog owners parents. So I provide parents with doggy advice, and I make homemade meals, and I just want them to understand that dogs are more than dogs. They should be treated how you treat yourself. They have feelings and emotions, and they have physical things that have to be addressed as well. So the goal is to encourage people to treat their dogs as luxuriously as they treat themselves, whether that be through clothes, food, lifestyle, etc.
But the goal is to encourage people to treat their dogs. I got a little lost here.
The goal is to encourage people to treat their dogs as they would treat themselves. Like not just to look at a dog as if it's just a dog, like it's just an accessory on your arm. This is actually, I don't want to say a person, but sometimes I feel like my dog is a person too, but this is actually a spirit, you know, someone that has needs that needs to be addressed too.
So is your, what state of the business are you now? Is your business registered? Are you in business or you're not?
Yes, I've been selling products. I have an EIN number for my business. I haven't LLC'd it yet. I'm going to do that this
What
week when I
platform
get
are you
paid.
using? You online business right now?
I'm on Instagram and I have a website as well.
Okay, so, and your business is registered?
Yes.
And you have a business bank account?
Yes.
Okay, are you generating any revenues yet?
No, not really. It's sporadic.
What is sporadic? $5 a year, 5,000?
I've just commenced the business in July. So since then, I've probably only made in total about, I would say 10 to 11 sales. So let's say.
Consisting of how much?
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe like, let's say $100 a month.
So you probably make like, let's say you made $500, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what is your goal in terms of generating revenue for this business in the next 6 months?
So
I wrote increase clients and to generate more revenue. I think that's what you said earlier.
Yes.
What was that?
So,
I'm in another country, so it's kind of delayed when I say, my question is, what do you want to do? How much, let me just put it in plain, simple English. How much in sales would you like to generate in the next 6 months?
So I've done, I'll just start with the sale I'll just start with the inventory I
didn't like that kind of talking. I'm going to stop you. Okay.
Okay.
You're not just going to start. I need you to tell me, this is what I want.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
I want right now, commencing my business, I want at least $2,000 a month.
Okay. Not commencing your business. Not right now. I want to make $2,000 a month in the next 6 months.
Yes.
That's what you want, right?
I want to make $2,000 a month within the next 6 months.
Okay. So that's $2,000 per month.
Mm-hmm.
In the next 6 months. So that's a goal. Listen to your goal. I need you to write it down, okay?
Yeah, I'm writing it right now.
You want to earn $2,000 in revenue per month in the next 6 months.
Yes.
Okay, so you do 2 times 6.
Why?
12. So in the next 6 months, you want to get your revenues to be $12,000, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's the goal. Let's go to the strategy to achieve that goal. Okay.
Okay.
Remember from what we just covered, the strategy to achieve the goal. The first is the strategy. I want to let other people in and speak so that they can give me some ideas of strategies that they think that she can put together in order for her to sell $12,000 a month. Remember the question? It's someone out there making more than $12,000 a month selling dog experience. It's someone out there doing it. I need you to be with me. Come on.
I'm here. So are you asking me what
yes,
I can
give someone the question? Remember the question. Is there someone out there that's already doing that?
Yes.
Model of possibilities.
Is there someone out there that's already doing it? Is there a how to do it?
Yes.
Okay. I want to share my screen because I want to go back. Is everybody everyone seeing my screen?
Not yet. Let's go.
No, you have to share it.
Okay.
When she wants things done on her time, it can't be like this.
I think somebody needs to mute herself. Okay, I want to go back here. This is where we
Okay.
are, Ms. Jones. Have these been done before?
Yes, it has. It's being done as we speak.
Okay, does the how already exist?
The how does exist if this has been done before. I haven't done any
Exactly.
research
Yeah, that's
on
what I
how.
want you to, I want you to stop yourself once you get to the answer, stop yourself.
Okay.
So exactly, it already exists because it has been what? Done, right?
Done. Mm-hmm.
Who is a model of possibility out there that you can use to see and go check what they're doing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Maybe Petco or PetSmart.
Okay. So you write those down, write it down.
I'm writing it down
Because
right
these
now.
people, these businesses are already doing what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
What are they offering? You know, one of the ways that you can find out what they're offering, you become a product to that client.
Or like subscribe to their email list.
Exactly. You see, and they'll send you a lot of, and all you don't have to reinvent the wheels.
Mm-hmm.
Are you following me?
Yes, I am.
So the strategy that you're going to put together is finding out, okay, let me find out what they're doing and model this model of possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
Because you want to show up like they do, right?
Yes.
Online. When you go to
Yes.
their online store, right? So one of the other strategies could be that you need to develop a web page as engaging as they have.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you following me?
Yes, I am.
So that's another strategy, right?
Yes.
Are you writing it down? Because I'm not writing that down.
I'm writing it in my notes. As you're speaking, I'm
Okay,
literally
because I'm going to
scribing.
ask you, I'm going to go back to it.
Okay.
So what must I start doing or stop doing? One of the things I just noticed that you must stop doing, it's limiting yourself before the sentence, in every sentence, before you say what you want to do.
Okay.
Get that out of the way. It's going to take time because I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying anything to you that I haven't done. If you say just for the start, you're already telling your brain, you're already telling yourself that you're limiting that goal. So you need to make sure that you catch yourself when you're saying this thing. This is why I just wanted to hear, I want to make $2,000 a month for the next 6 months. Period. That's it. Plain and simple. So you know what to have to stop doing. Now, what should you start doing? Tell me.
I should start. Honestly, I'm going to go back to what you and I just conversed about regarding Petco and PetSmart. So I should start participating in research regarding what the companies that I want to show up as.
Very good.
What they're doing.
Very good. You getting this thing. You know what to stop. Now you know what to stop.
Mm-hmm.
So who can help? Right away, it just came to your mind. Who or what? How can you get help? I covered a little while ago where you can get help.
Okay, so I don't want to seem like I wasn't taking heed. I really was. But the first thing that came to my brain, honestly, was Google or walking into the pet stores and just observing.
I'm proud of you. Let's give her a hand. I'm proud of you because you're getting this thing. I'm proud of you.
Yes.
Okay, so what skills do you need to get?
I need to. Okay, honestly, I don't know what to say to you because I can say I need to be more engaging and I need to be more observant.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what skills I would need
we'll
to
get
acquire.
to that. We'll get to that to the end. Don't worry. You'll know by the time we finish. You'll know.
Okay.
No, that's not that important right now. So now, let me just go back. So we have these strategies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now let's move to the tactics. Remember the tactics were how, right?
Mm-hmm.
Give me the strategies again.
Okay, the strategies, pardon me. Are you talking about the strategies regarding my business in particular, or just like note taking?
No, we cover strategies in which we said, these are the things, and I said to you, write them down because I'm not writing them down, remember?
Mm-hmm. Yes. So
Okay.
the strategies that I wrote down is that Model Petco and PetSmart, what are they offering? Subscribe to their email list. I don't have to reinvent the wheel, find out how they're doing it and model it. I want to show up like they do, develop a web page as engaging as they have.
Okay, so then if let's take one strategy for the sake of time in this in this presentation. For the sake of time, let's take one strategy. Let's go to the tactic for that strategy, which you say you're going to get the newsletter from Petco.
Email list.
Yeah, their email list. Okay. So the tactic in that, what are you going to do with that email?
I am going to analyze it, right? And see how one would feel compelled, I guess, to buy something as a result of viewing that email.
Okay, so then let's be more specific with the tactics. Now, I'm going to take that email, analyze it, see the content on that email that applies to my business, and I can use to develop my own content.
Okay.
Yeah, did that make sense?
Yes, it did.
Okay. Now, another tactic is that you're going to take that content after you develop your own content and get a copyright. Because you don't want to get yourself in trouble with Petco. Okay. Now, after you get a copyright, well, how do I do that? How do I get a copyright? Well, go to Fiverr, pay somebody $10, send them the information, and they'll copyright it for you.
Okay. How do you spell Fiverr?
Fiverr, Fiverr.
Okay.
Just type in copyright, you're going to get a zillion people.
Okay.
And they'll do it for $10, $15.
Okay.
Okay. So there you go. Then you have that now you have the goal, the strategy, and the tactic, right?
Yes, correct.
Can you say with certainty that you have that in place right now?
Yes.
Yes, Carmen, or no, Carmen? I didn't hear a solid yes. What is missing?
Do I have this strategy in place right now? No, I don't feel confident about it. So no, I don't
so
have
what
it.
do you not feel confident about? Let's go back to the goal. What's the goal?
The goal is to basically make 12K.
Take a clean sheet of paper, because no room for confusion here. Take a clean sheet of paper.
Okay. Let me get a paper. Okay, I have paper.
Write the goal. What's the goal?
The goal is to basically make 12K in 6 months, 2K per month.
Okay. What is the strategy?
I'm sorry, I'm writing this down. 1 second. 2K per month. The strategy is to subscribe to Petco and Petco and PetSmart's email list to basically analyze their content and utilize it, see how I can utilize it for myself.
Okay, so that's one strategy. Now let's go to another strategy. Because through that strategy, from that strategy, you're going to create a tactic, which I already know what it is because you already mentioned it. From that strategy, you're going to create a tactic, which is you're going to take that content, analyze it, remember? Get somebody, write your own content, get somebody to copyright.
Yes.
And then you start doing what? You're going to use that to get what? Clients, right?
Yes.
So then let's go to to a strategy number 2. Let's stop right there and let's go to a strategy number 2.
Okay.
A strategy number 2 is you already have the content. You have one way that you're going to acquire clients. It's you're going to show yourself up like they do. They present themselves with an email and they send it out. So they advertise where? Online, right?
Yes.
So what can you do to advertise your business online that would generate that type of revenue?
I can have a website, which I do. I also have an Instagram. I don't know what other.
That's great. That's a great start. You don't need to know a lot. Just pick one, because we're going to take this in little chunks.
So I can just say via Instagram.
You're going to say via Instagram.
Yes.
Advertise via Instagram to acquire clients, right?
Mm-hmm.
To acquire more business. Okay.
Yeah.
So now you have 2 strategies, right?
Yes.
Have in one for strategy number 1, you already have the tactic. Let's go to the tactic of a strategy number 2, which is advertising in Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
How can you advertise in Instagram? Tell me.
I've been posting daily, and also I can also pay for ads, but I find that hasn't been working for me. I don't know, I don't know why. Maybe
what hasn't been working, we don't want to hear about it.
Okay.
We can talk about that. What works?
Posting daily. I mean, I told you I haven't really been making
so
any sales.
you have the time to post daily?
Yes.
So posting, you're going to post daily. That's
But
the
what
how.
are you
Remember, we're in
posting?
tactic.
What
Okay,
is you posting, Carmen?
the content in a strategy number 1. Remember, she's
Yes,
creating content.
Yes, it's the email, but we are learning very quickly that videos and pictures, especially videos.
No, I don't want. Yeah, I know.
So I'm asking her.
No, hold on. I want her to tell me what is she doing. She's going to do posting every day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what type of postings are you going to do?
Photos, reels, memes, and advice.
Okay, so that's the how, that's the tactics. The posting, and then you're going to do the video. You're not going to do videos. Videos is number 1 right now,
It says memes.
by the way. Very short videos, but depending on the business, by the way, depending on the business.
Yeah, they're reels. The short videos are reels.
Yeah.
Okay. So then you have the tactics of a strategy number 2, which is which is going to be all the posts and all the content. Some of the content that you're going to get from that email from the tactics in a strategy number 1. Okay. So then you have those things. Now let's talk about timelines. Are you comfortable now that you say this is something I can do? And has it been done before? And how can I show up? Are you comfortable in saying that you can show up how that company shows up?
Yes, I am comfortable in saying that.
Are you certain?
Yes, I am certain.
That you already have your model of possibility, that you already, you know with certainty that there is a how and that you're finding it?
Definitely, yes.
Okay. So now let's go to the timelines. Let's go to the strategy 1 and 2. When will you get that done by?
The first strategy, which would be to subscribe to their email list and to view their content. I can do that. Let's say.
Not let's say. I don't want to say. I just want you to pick that calendar up and put it on your calendar. We're not going to say.
That can be completed by.
That will be completed by.
That will be completed by October 28th.
Put it on your calendar. I need you to set yourself an alarm, put it on the calendar, because the last thing you're going to do is you're going to set your day as to how you're going to do that every day to make sure you meet that line.
Okay, I'm putting it in my calendar now.
Okay. Now let's make timelines for number 2.
Number 2 was to advertise via Instagram to acquire more clients, tactic, post daily photos, reels, memes, and advice. So the timeline to get that done. Sorry, I'm note taking. The timeline to get that done, that will be done.
Okay, I like to talk. That will be done.
That will be done by November 5th.
Put it in your calendar.
Pardon me. I do that every day though. So
I don't care if you do it every day, every minute. I need it on the calendar.
Okay.
Because you're committing not only to me, you're committing to almost 20 people on this platform right now.
Yes, I am.
That are listening to you and are hearing you. So you're not just committing to me or to yourself. There's other people that are making you accountable to what you're supposed to do.
Okay. All right, so, I put it in my calendar.
So now what is your first name? How do you pronounce your first name?
You ladies were saying it correctly. My first name is Nabia.
Nadia?
Nabia with a B.
Nabia. Can you say with certainty, Carmen, I have the tactics and timelines for this goal to be accomplished?
Yes, Carmen, I can say for certainty. I didn't hear the commencement of what you said because my AirPod went out, but I can say for certainty that I understand the strategy, the tactics, and the timeline to achieve my goals that I set in place for Elite Pause Essentials.
And do you feel comfortable about it?
Yes, I feel comfortable, and I also feel excited.
Okay, so you see what's on the screen right now?
Yes.
All right, what are you going to take this action as well? Do you think is necessary?
I have been taking this action, honestly. So I know we're time sensitive right now, but it's funny how when you said that you felt like you had to reinvent your atmosphere. I honestly just reinvented my atmosphere.
You have to craft it. You have to make it your environment. You have to make it to be congruent with where you go.
And I was in a space where I was not allowed to do that. So I honestly have just allowed myself to exit that space. And my relationships, I don't speak to my friends as much as I used to because they don't talk about anything productive. I'm always the one that's being productive. And spiritually, I've learned how to meditate. You need
to get other friends. You need to get other friends and you need to associate yourself with different groups.
Yes, I'm working on that as we speak. Spiritually, I've been meditating. So I have a morning routine where I meditate. I wake up, I meditate for 10 minutes. And then after I meditate, I pray. And then I engage in about like 10 minutes of physical activity. And then I say my affirmations in the mirror. I have been slacking on my affirmations, but I will get better with it.
Let's give her a hand. Yes.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you. How do you feel?
I feel good. Like, honestly, even from meditating, I didn't think that meditation would have such an impact on my soul.
It does amazing. Yeah, it's amazing.
It's such an amazing feeling. And I find myself, thinking before I speak, thinking before I react. And I always, even in tragic situations that have occurred recently, my soul is always calm because of my meditation.
That's right. Well, I'm very proud of you. You got it. This is, guys, it doesn't take long and it doesn't take much. If you instead of going on social media or anything for 1 hour, and you take that hour and put it towards your business and work on your business, and you can do this. I get excited because it's not hard to do it. If we commit ourselves to doing the things that we need to do every single day and working on yourself, because let me just tell you, it is the best gift that you can give yourself. It's self-development, learning self-development and life skills. You can bless people on the journey. So I commend you. I know that you're going to do good with this. I know that you'll get those goals achieved, and you can send me an email, info@carmenlmorris.com, and let me know how you're doing.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time and your advice.
You're welcome.
I also want to ask Nabia to check the chat because there were some recommendations that were made by some of the participants that you can actually look at. I think somebody talked about going to the park to meet dog owners.
I do that. I go to the dog park weekly.
And somebody talked about a company, somebody who's doing really well in this space, Lick Yourself Silly. I think that's the name of the company. So, I mean, you know, take some of that advice and look at what other people have shared.
Lick Yourself Silly.
Just to support your business. And
people are always willing to help, you see?
Yes,
exactly.
I love it.
Exactly. And I think, let me go to Q&A and see what, I see there are 2 messages in Q&A. Why? What advice would you give a novice entrepreneur? Oh, that's you, Nabia.
Yeah,
okay.
She answered that question earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, and also attend our workshops at the SBDC, NJSBDC at Rutgers-Newark.
Yes.
We are offering
I will be having summer school for entrepreneurs next year. That's 2 months.
Oh, that's amazing.
Next year. That's
Yes,
that's next summer.
So do take advantage of some of the workshops that we offer in the center. Anybody else has a question? Let me look. I think somebody. Okay. Or somebody suggest. Some people are making suggestions. Okay. Anybody else has a comment? I think you can unmute yourself and
I think everyone can comment. There was let's see, anybody else? I don't see anybody on my end. Mia had raised her hand. Mia
and Khadija, they both have their hands up.
Okay, they can go ahead and unmute themselves.
Or somebody says they need your email. Can you put your email in the group chat?
Is there a way that like that we can get each other's contact information to remain accountability partners, like the people that are, the ladies that are in the chat?
We actually cannot share people for our confidentiality purposes. Okay. We cannot share people's email contacts in this group because it's not a sales pitch and we can't endorse anyone. But I mean,
you can there is my email.
There's comments.
CarmenLMorris.com.
I always say that you can share your email. If people take it, they take it. And what you do offline is not liability to SBDC. But, you know, we try not to be a platform where people are trying to sell themselves. And we just try to share. And it's the guest speaker who is sharing their expertise and knowledge. So that's why we are asking questions. And there are no silly questions here because somebody might be thinking of the same questions. And if you ask it, or they might not even have thought about it. So it helps in this particular moment for each one to share your thoughts. And I think at the end of this event, you'll probably get a survey. And I would love for you to fill it out and explain, because one of the things we do with the Tea and Talk is exactly what you got today. Is just let's discuss certain things that, and I think I'm gonna try to see if I can persuade Carmen to do a round table next year. You know,
there she goes, trying to.
I'm an opportunist, and I'm not ashamed.
I'm not saying
because
anything.
I know people with talent and who are gifted, and I know that as business people and as business women, we need to be engaged and involved. In fact, I was talking to someone yesterday, and they said, you know what? I've realized in life that a lot of my opportunities has come as a result of someone inviting me somewhere, and I just show up. And I was like, wow, that is so incredible that you realize that your spontaneous spirit allows you to just show up and participate and be engaged, because you never know when your opportunity is gonna come. So I do want to thank Carmen for such a wonderful, wonderful presentation.
Well, I'm glad I can help.
You know, and Carmen, do offer what? Can you just share with us some of the workshops that you offer in the center?
I have a program that is called Core 7, I developed this in 2009. And this is 7 pillars of business and a life mastery program in which I take you through 7 weeks of intensive training. Especially we start, the first week is just mindset. And then we take you through that process, and then it comes along with 6 months of coaching. So even after the 7 weeks, you can come in, and for twice a month, you can come in, and it comes also with the building business credit and personal credit. Because in this program, I take you through a process of reinventing everything and taking what doesn't work in your life, putting it aside, and just come in and put things in place. So in this program, we also get your business to a place where we first build your life plan. Because I believe that if you don't have a life plan, there is no way that your business plan will work. We take you through that process, and it's called Core 7. These are the 7 pillars of your core values. And we also have the Core 7 blueprint, which you also leave that program. Then I have the sales mastery, in which we teach you the process of selling and how to sell. Then we have the life after bankruptcy. That's one that has been very, very successful. And it's one that I'm thinking of expanding a little more, because I have seen that people who are going through bankruptcy not only go through psychological and not only go through financial, but a huge psychological shift. So I have some experts that step in also and work with these people, that after they go through a certain financial crisis and they see themselves that they have to be forced to file for bankruptcy, they know that they'll understand that there is life after that, and it's even better. Mm-hmm. And the good thing about it is that most of these things that we teach there with experts that I have brought into, expert in the area of NLP, neuro-linguistic patterns, in which we teach people what to do in certain circumstances. So your life, it's a complete shift. So most of the programs that I have, even if it's in the area of credit, finances, and life, and personal skills, all those programs, all of them starts with the mindset. This is why I hear people when they're speaking, and even when I was just talking to Ms. Jones, that when you utter words out of your mouth, it's life that you're bringing out. You're giving life to those words. So we have to be very careful how we speak and what we say. So in most of the programs that I have, we bring all of this into content. We bring all these points and all these important things that we go through in life. We try to resolve them and get them settled. And that is the beauty about coaching. It's like I was telling someone yesterday, for so many years, I've been consulting for so many years, but coaching is completely different. And the difference is that when I work as a consultant, I am working with someone I get paid to resolve their issue and to give them a solution. Here, do this, do that. But as a coach, it's completely different. As a coach, I create a place, a safe place where the person comes in and they see all the possibilities, and they see that it's within them, and that they can do it. And that is the beauty of doing high performance and business coach. Mm-hmm. That I can create that place where you can come in and feel safe and high perform to a level that you never thought it was possible. But I'm not doing it for you. You're doing it for yourself, because it's within you.
Yeah.
You already know what to do. I'm just there to coach you through the process, to let you know, look, come over here, look at all the possibilities. You can define your values. You can define those core things that you value in life. And that you can say to yourself, wow, this is possible. Yeah, I can show you the place where you yourself can see the possibilities.
Yeah.
That's what I love about this.
And I think as the last person I saw just before I got kicked out, that Khadija had said she was ready to say something.
Yes.
If you can be brief, because we are almost at the end of our program.
Yes.
And then Priscilla can do all the other.
I'm Carmen. Hi, Mrs. Hi, Doctor.
Oh, Khadija, I recognize your voice.
Yeah, my voice is a little bit upset, you know. You guys.
Oh, don't be upset. No, there's no reason.
I recognize Khadija's voice
There's
too.
no reason. Khadija, let me just tell you something. Stop right there. Let me tell you why you shouldn't be upset.
Yeah.
Because you know what, my dear, you're breathing into whatever problem you have right now. There is a solution.
Yeah.
Step out of it. Let's look at it and let's resolve it. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
But you gotta get excited about that.
Yes, I'm so happy, and thanks God I'm still here watching you guys and follow you all those years. You know, I'm still here. This is most important, alhamdulillah. Yeah, I'm just one quick question, Miss Dr. Tendai, if I can help me out to find somebody in you know, to help me like a part-time for my business. Now I'm focusing. I have a fashion show coming up. Now I go live now. Oh my God, you gotta see, I'm selling live and this technology now. And thanks God, you know, I need somebody, you know, if you recommend me some, you know, a student.
Okay, so you know the process is you send the email to the center, and I'm gonna put, we already have you in the system. So for anybody here who has never received counseling with the SBDC, the way we work is you go on our website, rnsbdc.com, RN for Rutgers-Newark, SBDC for Small Business Development Center.com.
But I don't think she's asking for counseling.
No, but she's
no counseling, no counseling. I need to hire somebody now.
She needs to hire someone. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Do you have a job description?
Okay, Khadija, let me tell you what to do.
Okay, please. Okay. You know.
Let me give you a little coaching here.
Yeah, please.
You are the place where you're hiring, because I counsel Khadija to start her clothing line.
Yeah.
Khadija, you already brought all your stuff from Morocco, right?
Yeah, now I have big inventory and I'm doing.
Okay, so now you got to get rid of that inventory. So it's time, it's show time. Yeah. So this is what you do. I need you to do a job description of what you need, what needs to be done, and how many hours and what are you paying.
Okay.
Okay, start interviewing. You can post it in different platforms. You start interviewing people.
Mm-hmm.
And if anyone here right now on this webinar, you can just message Khadija. If you're looking for a part-time, I can tell you it's not going to be hard work, and you can go ahead and assist her.
Yeah.
Anybody in event planning, anybody in the fashion industry, anybody wants to do an internship or learn with her company, you can also email her.
Yeah. Okay. That's the one. You know what I mean. You're in my head. Yeah, now I'm ready.
Khadija makes beautiful caftans. It's with beautiful beadings, and it's just absolutely gorgeous, her clothing line.
Yeah, I need to move on now. I'm in the hand of the big fashion show. It will be at November 13 at here in New Jersey, Pali Stadium. I already sent the email to the program, you know, to invite them to, you know.
Okay.
Yes, and also when you post on Facebook, tag us so that we can see your flyer, and we can also know what you're doing.
My live fashion show will be every Sunday.
For a long time.
My live fashion show now, if every Sunday.
Okay, Khadija, you have Amida Rose asking, looking for fashion business. What's your email? She wants to connect with you.
Okay, I will write it down now. Too sweet.
Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat.
Moroccan kaftan.
Okay, we are now at 5:51. While Khadija is doing that, I would like if Priscilla is available just to do a few administrative stuff. But before Priscilla starts talking, I do want to thank Carmen. Carmen, not only is she a businesswoman, as you have found out, and she's a coach, she is an advocate for the center. She also sits on our board, and she is a consultant counselor for other areas in the small business industry that she does for the center. So I really, I mean, depth of gratitude for the work and the support you give, not just to the center, but to small businesses and women businesses in general. As she mentioned, she's international, and usually I'm kind of like trying to track her to see if I can co-opt her into one thing or other, but she's a great advocate for small business development. So thank you, Carmen. I know you are working remotely out of the country, but you were able and willing to be our presenter for the Tea and Talk today. So thank you very much.
Well, I want to thank everyone. Just remember, go to my website, carmenl.com, and Carmen L. Morris, I'm sorry, carmenlmorris.com. Fill out the form. For those of you, I'll give you a 20-minute free evaluation on coaching for your business.
Okay. So what is the website? Oh, okay.
It's scroll in the chat. I'm telling everybody, copy it in the chat. It's there.
It's in the chat.
And she also shared a few other links.
Yeah.
So go in the chat. Now, Priscilla, what are our closing administrative housekeeping stuff?
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, so we'd like to again thank everyone for participating in this WEN Tea and Talk. We will be sending out a survey, so we do ask if you can just take a few minutes of your time to complete that survey. When you receive it, your feedback will be appreciated. We're also sending out a copy of today's presentation. We'll also include with that the PowerPoint presentation that Carmen put together for us here today. So we'll be sending those out to you within the next 2 business days. So please be on the lookout for that in your email. We also do have, I just wanted to make you aware of some of the other programs that we have going on this month. So we do have 2 upcoming workshops that deals with contracting for small business. So whether or not you're into federal contracting or state contracting, we have the Winning Public Federal Contracts this coming Monday, October 25th, and getting your state certification, whether as a woman business enterprise, a small business enterprise, or a minority business enterprise. We do have that workshop coming up next week, Thursday, and that's with Miss Ginny Rock Bailey. Those are full day workshops. Those workshops have been discounted, so they're at $50. So please feel free to visit our website at www.rnsbdc.com to register. I'll put our website here in the chat, so you can definitely go there, click on the training tab, and register for those 2 events that I mentioned, along with some other webinars. We also have a business plan workshop. So a lot of what Carmen talked about is covered in our business plan workshop. That starts on October 30th, and it goes for 4 weeks. So if you are, whether or not you are just starting a business for the first time, or you're in business but you just need a roadmap to help you focus your business and to project sales, or if you need one to seek out financing. We do encourage you to take advantage of our Smart Business Plan workshop starting October 30th, and it goes for 4 Saturdays from 9 to 2. We'd like to say thank you again once more to Carmen for being the speaker for today. And we do encourage anyone, if you know of a speaker or anyone who may be a good resource to be a presenter for our WEN Tea Talk, we do ask for you to just drop us an email and let us know, make a recommendation, and we definitely will see if we can feature them here. And we look forward to seeing many
In
of
fact,
you on.
Priscilla, when you sent out the PowerPoint presentation, send out the description and the criteria to be a WEN Tea Talk guest speaker. It's the same one that we have had, because we need established businesses that have got interesting stories that we know they can definitely impart great wisdom and feedback to our women business owners. So just include the description with the additional information you are sending out to the group today.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
So as we mentioned, if you are needing in counseling, please feel free to reach out to us by visiting www.rnsbdc.com and fill out the request for counseling form by clicking on the button in the top right-hand corner of our website. We'll assign you a counselor based on your needs, and they will reach out to you within 24 to 48 hours. Remember, this service is no cost to you, and we look forward to helping you with starting or developing and growing your business. So if we don't have any other questions for today, we'll be closing out today's WEN Tea Talk, and we look forward to seeing you again in the future. Have a good day, everyone.
Bye,
Okay.
everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Thinking about turning your dream into a reality? The New Jersey SBDC Network can help. We provide startup and planning training services, tools and resources to help evaluate your business idea, help you make sound business decisions, and pursue your dream of business ownership. It's important to note that we do not provide grants or loans. However, we provide information and technical assistance on how to access capital. Sound like you're in the right place? Great. The next step is to visit us online to get started on your path to success today.